Ever heard the saying, work smarter and not harder? Well, if you're not using AI in 2023, then you're doing it all wrong. ChatGPT and other AI tools are changing the way we run our production company so that we can make more money in less time. And with millions of users already using these tools to grow their businesses, we want to stay ahead of the game. So here's the first tool I'm using in my production company. So Tome is an AI-powered software that enables you to create presentations in a matter of minutes. Something that would have recently taken me days to create and compile together, it will do for you. And it's super simple to use. All you do is go over to create, then it's going to ask you, what do you want to create a presentation about? And in this case, we're going to do boosting brand engagement and sales with video production in the construction industry. And you can literally tell it to do whatever you want, but it's really good for building out presentations and pitch decks that you're going to send out to prospective customers saying, hey, this is what we can do. So I click enter right in there, and within a minute or so, it's going to compile together a whole presentation. So this is what it's put together. It's put together a presentation on video production for the construction industry, why it's important, engaging video content, marketing and promotion, increased brand awareness, increased sales, and then a conclusion. And it's gone through for each of these and put a really nice paragraph or two together on the importance of this. Now, of course, you're going to want to change a few things with this to make it a little bit more personalized to what you do, but it gets you a good 80% of the way there, and that saves you a whole chunk of time. It also means that you can now take this, or we can take this for the construction industry, and fire it out to hundreds of potential customers to actually generate some sales. Now, something this doesn't do particularly well is this image selection here. I would always swap that out with images that either you have already, or I also use another program called DALL-E 2, and inside here it enables you to find images, and it creates AI generated images on pretty much anything you want. And that's great for doing mood boards, visual storytelling, and actually bringing people on side. So for example, if I wanted to use an image like a building site at sunset, I can put it straight into here and it will start to generate the images for us. But unlike stock images, you can actually start to manipulate these photos even more. So if I wanted to do a building site at sunset with a bird in flight, it will then start to populate those images too. Now, before we move on to the other AI tools that are really cool, I think it's important to say that we're not using these AI pieces of software to their full potential. We're only scraping the surface with what they're able to do. So I feel as time goes on, we're gonna get even better at using it to its full potential. But that's how I would use those two pieces initially to start creating proposals and pitch decks to identify the client's problems, how video fits in with their solutions, and then I would send that out to hundreds and hundreds of people. And then you're providing huge amounts of value from your first email in something that's taken you a matter of minutes to pull together. So if you thought that that was cool, then you really need to check out this piece of software. This is called Jasper, and I've been using this for the last few years to actually help me come up with ideas for YouTube videos, to rewrite things on our websites, to help generate scripts for clients. This was before ChatGPT and all of that stuff started to come really into play. And this is a great piece of software. So you can see it brings you up loads of templates. So if you're doing ad stuff, so you can use these frameworks. You can do Facebook headlines. If we go over to social media, it will do engaging questions that you can ask your audience, creative storytelling, different types of frameworks, post captions, the list goes on. And this has become really important for us to actually be able to produce mass pieces of content and marketing and save ultimately just so much time our end trying to think about this. And again, it gets us a good 80–90% of the way there, which cuts out a huge amount of time in the beginning. A personal favorite of mine is how Jasper creates personalized cold emails. So tell us about your product, and don't forget, the more you enter in here, the actual better result you're gonna get. But I just quickly put video production, product or company name is Perspective Studios, and I want the tone of voice to be fun, and it's done this instantly. There's a couple of things I would change, but I know you're a busy person and you don't have time to waste on things that don't matter. I get it. That's why I'm emailing you about Perspective Studios. We make video production fun, easy, and affordable for businesses of all sizes. We know that video is an important part of marketing, but most people don't have the time or money to produce high quality videos. That's where we come in. Our team of experts will help you create a video that will capture your customers' attention and help you stand out from the competition. I think it would be great to have a chat about your business and how Perspective Studios can help you achieve your goals. What do you think? Now, That's a pretty impressive email from very, very small amount of information that I've inputted into here. And of course, there's a couple of changes, a couple of tweaks I'd make, but it does, again, just an insanely good job at doing this. That was well impressive. Yeah, that was fucking well impressive.
Is that what you just generated then?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's actually done an exceptionally good job. No AI video is going to be complete without mentioning ChatGPT. It's the one that is blowing up and it's got 1 million users in under 5 days, the quickest growing platform there has ever been. And again, we want to make sure we're ahead of the curve. We want to make sure that we're using this when our competitors aren't, so that we can maximize our business growth. I'm going to do a whole new video about this, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But again, similar to Jasper, it will be a text conversation. And actually, the best thing about this is it's more of a conversation. So you can ask it a question and then you can follow up and get it to change things. We use this specifically for doing things like script writing, storytelling, emotive video script ideas, things that we can actually quickly put in an idea for a client of ours. It will draft it and then we can go back to chat and say, can you change this thing? And it will give you a new version. And then we're able to hand that off to the customer. So again, it takes so little time and we can make small alterations as it goes. I know a lot of people that have used this for SEO and website blogs and things like that. And it also helps you understand your target audience. So we could say, what is the most lucrative industry for video production? Let's change that to lucrative. Right, let's ask chat, see what it comes up with. So here's what it's come up with, and I completely agree with it as well. There are so many factors to determine the most lucrative industry, but it's given you some ideas. Obviously, advertising and marketing, film and television, I'm gonna kind of ignore that. Where it gets interesting is corporate video production and event videography. It deems as being, one of the highest and most lucrative markets because it can be often a high demand for video coverage of conferences, concerts, and other events. So now I can take this and I can say, write me a blog post about event videography and how it can impact and drive future sales for the event business. And then it's gonna go away, very quickly do its thing, and again, in a matter of seconds, it starts coming back to us. Event videography is a vital part of the event industry, so on and so forth, and it will go on to write an entire blog post for us. And again, it does an exceptional job in doing this. However, Google is starting to pick up on AI written content, so we now pull it into an AI checker. So for instance, this is still writing its blog post, but you can see it's done a really, really good job. I'd urge everyone to go and have a little play around with this. So if I take this bit here, I copy that, I use another tool called writer.com, and it has an AI content detector. So we post that in here, analyze text. So this says it's 28% human generated content. So we now go through and can alter that to bring that score up even more. And a tool we also use to do that is called Quillbot. And what Quillbot allows you to do is to paste in words or sentences, etc. And then it will start to come up and make it a little bit more human. Now, it does a good job, again, 50% of the time more so. So you might have to go in and actually change these things a little bit. We then take that text, paste it back into this AI content detector, and it gives you a good understanding of where it sits. This isn't necessarily a yes, 100%, this is gonna get flagged up and damage your SEO. And it's also not 100% guaranteed that it's gonna do the best job either. But the interesting factor here is how people are already starting to use AI to benefit their website and SEO and their search rankings and so on and so forth. And the fact that Google are starting to say, hey, we realize that this isn't written by a human and we only wanna show human content. So that's something to watch for. But as these tools get better and better, but before long, it's gonna be pretty indistinguishable. I think that's the word, to tell whether it's AI written or a human as well. But it certainly saves you so much time. So let's talk about making money. How can you actually, as a beginner, start to make money instantly using AI, quick and effective? Well, Meta AI are releasing Make a Video, and that basically will create a video based on text form. So you write out some text of what you want the video to look like and it will create it. But what I think is going to be really key for us is taking static images and making them moving. Now you can see from this video output here, obviously it's an old painting. It's done an okay job. On here, it's done something quite simple. However, what I'd be really interested to know is if you go and do a shoot for a client, a photography shoot, you can then go back to them and say, hey, we can make 10 of these images moving for you so it generates a little bit more engagement. When people are scrolling through your social feed or website, it feels like it's more immersive, right? A video is going to do a better job of engaging you than just a static photo for the most part. And I think this is something that you can use to do that and make some extra cash. You could easily charge a few $100 extra for doing this. And it's going to take you, again, a matter of minutes to literally put your photos in. It will do it for you and then give that to the customers. So I'm really excited to see how we can quickly make some money, or particularly beginner filmmakers who are just starting out on their journey, how they can use these tools to start to make basically a bit of extra income. This turtle one's actually pretty cool, to be fair. And for an ad space as well, you might want to do something out of the box that's just completely not possible to gauge attention initially. It depends what your project is and your project brief. And really, that's the thing with AI. Your limitation is your own creativity. Of course, you can go to ChatGPT and you can start to use Jasper to kind of get that creative juice flowing, but really it's what you can think of is what AI can make happen. Now, finally, this is the tool that I'm really, really excited about. And I think this is gonna save people so much time, particularly people who hate doing sales. If you found everything interesting so far, then you're going to love this piece of AI software. This is something that I'm really excited about moving forward throughout the year. And it's gonna save us so much time. And if you hate sales, then make sure you listen to the very end. So this is called Descript. And Descript is an AI video editor, but that's not where I'm interested in. What Descript also allows you to do is to convert your voice into a text to speak. So you can simply record 10 minutes of you reading a blog post, a page of a book, or something like that. You upload it to the platform, and it now converts your voice into AI. Now, that doesn't mean you start to sound like a robot. What it means is you now have the ability to use text to write out any sentence, paragraph, or whatever it is. And when you press the play button or the render button, it will convert it into your voice. So just like you have deep fake when you can take actors and embed your face on the actors from a favorite film, you're gonna be able to do this for your voice as well. And why is that interesting? Well, because if you're using a video sales letter, which is something I provide extensive training about in my free training that I'll link in the description below. If you're using that, in theory, you can go to a potential customer's website or someone who you want to onboard as a client. You can scroll through it, and then you can have a predetermined piece of text that says, "Hi, Jason," and that's the thing that you would have to put in. You would have to change the name. "Hi, Jason, I've just been taking a look through your website and I've noticed some areas that you could improve on. If I have a look at these various pages on your website, I can see that there's very little or no video content whatsoever. Now, video is really important to engage your users because of X, Y, Z, and you can create a whole script that's copy and paste for a whole range of businesses, and all you need to do is just go through and click on a few pages. That itself doesn't even need to be specific to the text, because the text is going to be voiceover. You're not going to be on screen. So you could imagine you're going to be able to do this for hundreds of people within the space of an hour or two. Something that would usually take you weeks to put together, you're gonna be able to do instantly by using this text-to-speech AI tool. And it's gonna sound like it comes from you as well. So if you're trying to create a successful video production company in 2023, then why not copy the strategies I use in this video, and make sure you check out my free training where I explain more about how we use VSLs and things like that to generate more sales for your production company. Link in the description.